Good morning, friends. Our topic for today is assault by police and subsequent apology. This happened in Madhya Pradesh. Friends, as youngsters, this incident may be happening to some of your colleagues and some of the general public, of course, to a lot of the general public. Day in and day out, such incidents do happen, particularly in this lockdown period. So better you be aware of such incidents. So for gaining experience only, I am telling this case. This is a classic case. Of course, for seniors, it is not necessary because they might have seen umpteen number of such incidents. So if we go into the core issue on 23/3/2020, that means March 23rd, when the lockdown just was announced, but it has not come into effect at that point of time. An advocate by name Deepak Budele of Madhya Pradesh. He was belonging to an area called Betul in Madhya Pradesh. He was going to the hospital. Of course, he was bearded. He was a diabetic, non-diabetic or chronic diabetic for the past 15 years. BP and sugar, both of them he is having very good. So he was going to the hospital. Of course, the treatment was not sufficient in his view. He wanted to consult the doctor personally, and therefore he was going to the hospital. Right? The check post was just started, and the police. So when he was on his way to the hospital for treatment, then he was stopped by the police. Normally they stop him. And even though he was about to give his explanation, they did not hear him and they started slapping him. Of course, he was a lawyer. You have to mind it. So then please remember, at that time only section 144 CRPC was in vogue, and not the so-called Disaster Management Act or Epidemic Diseases Act 1897. Only 144 CRPC was there. Of course, on paper, Mr. Narendra Modi has announced the lockdown, right? But actually, the Disaster Management Act or Epidemic Diseases Act did not come into existence. So normally, he wanted to explain. They did not care. He said he was. Then he said, please follow the. First of all, they stopped him. They asked him as to where he was going. He wanted to tell them that he is going to the hospital. What is the necessity of going to hospital? Come on, you show the hospital chits, receipt, the OP chit, all these things. He did not produce, and of course, he spoke to them in a constitutional manner. He told them that. Please act in a constitutional manner. After all, what is that you can do? Okay, you can arrest me under 188 IPC if I violate your so-called any public authorities order. Then he told them also. Therefore, they got, once you tell about the constitution, or once you tell that you can arrest me under 188 IPC, their ego will be hurt. So definitely, the advocate said that, yes, the advocate said that I told them to act within constitutional limits. If not, arrest me under 188 IPC. On hearing this, the police lost their temper and started abusing him as well as the constitution. And many others gathered there. Police people also gathered there. Then they have given work to their canes and they beat him. Right? Then ultimately he called his brother with injuries. He called his brother and his friend, and they went to the government hospital. Instead of his hospital, they went to the government hospital. So he has given a complaint. That means it was taken as a medical legal case. You may be knowing what a medical legal case. If any injury is there, if it is caused by some other person, definitely it will be treated as a medical legal case. And normally the government hospital outpost head constable will come to the place. He will record the statement and send it to the concerned police station. But here the funny thing is, the concerned police did not register any case, and moreover they started pressurizing him. So some of the people visited his house and they wanted to give an apological statement provided he withdraws the case. Then he said, no, let the law take his own course. I have given a complaint. We will see. right? Then what he has done, he has he has sent a note, a written complaint to the superintendent of police and also to the DGP, to the CM, as to so many persons he has sent. But of course, so far the case was not registered. Right. So the DGP Vivek Johri, he also, of course, he has directed the concerned police, and this man sent letters to the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh State Human Rights Commission and also Chief Justice of Madhya Pradesh State also, right, regarding the incident that happened, right. Then, moreover, more than that, he filed an RTA application. So he wanted the CCTV footage at the time of the incident on March 23rd. Then, so the remark, it was not given to him. It's quite common. But the query made by the police, the reply from the police is that he had not clearly stated the reason for the request. Please refer to Section 6 of the RTA Act. The RTA Act 2005 says there is no necessity for giving a reason for asking for the information. But still, they have replied like this. Right, of course, unofficially he has conducted an inquiry, and his unofficial account says that the CCTV footage was deleted. Right, now police say that there will be a statement regarding the condemnation or regarding the apology provided if he withdraw the case, for which he is not inclined, because his brother is also advocate. So they want to fight in the court of law. You may be knowing, if the police fail to register a case of cognizable nature, definitely you have got an option to file a private complaint, and it may be endorsed to the police under Section 156, Clause 3 CRPC. So right, very recently, on 17th of this month, few police officials came to his house, and unofficially they tendered apology to him, saying that they mistook him as a Muslim. Of course, if it is known to the Muslims, it becomes viral. But anyway, it was noted in the print wire. It is, I have seen it in social media. So far, no affair has been registered. But why I wanted to tell you all these things is, here an innocent person, maybe an advocate, an innocent person was stopped. Number one, he was questioned. Okay, when he replied about the constitution and other things, so the police lost temper and they have beaten him unnecessarily. So why all these things? Because just by the time the checkpost was started, no doubt they have to perform their duty. They have to ask the persons as to why they were going, but they should feel the difference. They should know the difference between an educated person and an uneducated person. For that man, a civilian, a citizen has got a right to ask. Then why should they lose their temper? Why should they beat him? Why should they see the trauma or mental agony he receives due to the beating by police? After he is an advocate, studied law, his brother is an advocate. They were a good family. See how much mental trauma or mental agony he will get. Is it plausible by saying sorry? It cannot be read off. But anyway, this is a good lesson. It happens maybe to the junior advocates, so be careful. Try to reveal your identity. Of course, if I know that if you disclose your identity as a policeman, normally they say, what if you are a police? But they will surge a step back. They will not surge forward, they will take a step back, because since he being an advocate, he may drag us to the court, or tomorrow we may see him in the court in some other manner. Normally they will be afraid. So better you reveal your identity. Of course, if you are right, if you are wrong, I don't advise you to rub on the wrong side, and better you pay the fine and get out. That's a better thing. Anyway, such incidents do happen, and take it as a lesson or experience in your future life. Thank you.